Well, farmer networks are usually self-organized or voluntary networks of innovative or open-minded farmers who want to experiment and try out new things. And they can vary in size and in structure, but usually involve 10, 15, 20 farms in a country who are dealing with the same issues, same challenges, and want to find solutions for those in practice on big fields, larger scale. So it's not researching the original small plot sense, but research under normal everyday practice conditions in farms.
So it's really to get a feel for how effective those innovations and genotypes are in a farmer setting in terms of improving efficiency of nitrogen and phosphorus use and water use. We're also using the networks to gather data on environmental impacts for life cycle analysis and also for economic analysis as well. So really using them for quite a few different objectives. And then another really important one is that we're using those networks to get feedback from the end users on these innovations and genotypes, so we can really get a feel for how farmers feel about them, how willing would they be to take up some of these practices or try some new varieties. So we have 7 networks in total. So 3 of them are dedicated to bread wheat. So the first one is in Sweden, so that's in the far south of Sweden. So quite a temperate climate for bread wheat among a group of conventional farmers. Another bread wheat network is in the north of Spain, so very different growing environment. Again, conventional farmers growing bread wheat in that much more dry and hot climate. And then the third network is sort of in between in Switzerland, and those are actually organic farmers, again growing bread wheat for that specialty organic market in Switzerland. So those are the first 3. Then we've got 2 that are durum wheat, so a different type of wheat that's used for pasta. One of those is in the south of France, irrigated durum wheat production, and the other one is in southern Italy, and that's an organic farmer network, again growing the durum for the pasta market in Italy. Then the final 2 are potatoes, so quite different crops, completely different crops. One of those is in the UK, conventional farmers through the LEAF organization in the UK and their network of conventional potato producers. And the final one's in Hungary, so that's run by an organic organization in Hungary and organic farmers growing potatoes for that market. As far as sort of getting the results from the network into the project itself, well, first of all, we're having regular network meetings at the network level with the farmers and some local stakeholders on an annual basis to get their feedback on the different innovations that they're trying out in the field and the genotypes and how things are going. So we'll collect sort of feedback in that way from the farmers, and then that will be transferred on to the rest of the project in sort of through formal meetings and informal meetings. We have a particularly strong link with Work Package 3, which is the work package where they're testing a lot of these agronomic innovations on more controlled trials and experimental farms. So that's sort of within the project. The idea is quite a lot of sort of interplay and feedback between the work packages. And then of course the wider public and policymakers, etc. Well, we'll definitely be very involved in the practice abstracts that are being produced by Work Package 6 and some of the videos as well. So we'll get sort of the messages out about the lessons we've learned from these different trials with farmers in that way. So ultimately, hopefully some of the practices we trial on the farms and the way we've integrated those into the systems along with new genotypes might lead to policies promoting some of those practices on a wider scale.